This video will walk you through everything you need to know to get 3 stars in the Season 3 Marksman Challenge. Hello and welcome. I am Amedio602, and if this is your first time on the channel and you want to improve at Call of Duty, then start now by subscribing and ringing the notification bell so you don't miss out on tips, tricks, and tactics to make you a better player. Welcome everyone to another Call of Duty Modern Warfare Trials guide, and today we're going to talk about the Season 3 Marksman Challenge. Just like in some of the earlier trials, the enemies are going to appear in this one in waves. In this case, you have 4 different waves of enemies, and each wave lasts 25 seconds. Toward the end of the wave, when there are only about 7.5 seconds left, a red dot will appear on any remaining targets. But your goal is to have already eliminated all of the targets well before that happens, because I'm going to tell you where every single target is for each of the 4 waves. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. First things first, in order to get 3 stars, you need a score of 4,250 points. You lose 100 points for each civilian target that you hit, you earn 100 points for killing a hostile target, and you want to take out those hostile targets as quickly as possible because you get 1 point for each 1/10 of a second that you have remaining in the wave. Looking at the example on the screen, you can see that means that if you have 13 seconds left at the end of wave 1, you get 130 bonus points. If you have 12.3 seconds left at the end of wave 2, you get 123 bonus points, and so on and so forth for waves 3 and 4. None of the enemies in this mode are real, they're just dummy enemies, so they're not going to shoot at you or anything like that, but some of them do have a glint attached to them, and that can be a little bit of a distraction, so just be aware of that. There are 2 versions of this trial. One features the Dragunov with a variable zoom scope, and the other features a GS50 with a scope. All of the targets are the same for both weapons, so you don't need to worry about that, just memorize one set and you'll know both of them. For the Dragunov, you also get a 357 without a scope as a backup, and that's a weapon you shouldn't really need to use, but it is nice just in case you run out of ammo. It's much faster than reloading. With the Dragunov, you also get quite a bit more zoom, so I think that between that and the fact that it's a sniper rifle and has a lot less recoil, that this challenge is a lot easier with the Dragunov. For the GS50, the trade-off there is that there are no civilian targets for the GS50, so all of the green dots in the graphics, you can go ahead and ignore those if you're doing the GS50 or the Desert Eagle portion of this. One thing that can help you out with either of these weapons is mounting. Personally, I didn't have to mount for the Dragunov, but for the Desert Eagle it was very useful, and I would highly recommend looking around in the area and seeing the different places where you can mount before picking up the weapon. Speaking of the area that you're in, you are in a very small portion of the top of Euphrates Bridge. As far as I could tell, you were basically trapped up here. I tried to go prone under the car, I tried to climb up some of the boxes for more advantageous viewpoints, but really it just seemed like you were trapped up here. Another thing I looked out for was headshot or multiple target bonuses, and I couldn't find anything like that. That was a little bit disappointing for me because I love bringing you guys the best tips, tricks, and tactics to finish these Modern Warfare trials, but it is what it is. The only real trick I could find in this trial was waiting for some of the moving targets to pass directly in front of or behind the stationary targets so that you could save ammunition. When you're able to take out multiple targets at once, it also helps you finish the mission that much faster. Getting into the details, in Wave 1 we only have 8 enemies, and they're all going to be in this little pit area. I like to stand in the little area that pokes out up at the top of the bridge. If you stand here, you should be able to get 2 double kills in the first round. In Wave 2 we have 9 enemies, and I like to stand in pretty much the same place as Wave 1. For Waves 2, 3, and 4, I like to start in the rightmost area and sweep from right to left. If you are mounted onto the box, you are going to need to unmount for the leftmost targets. There is a very difficult to see enemy in Wave 2, so as long as you know he's there, just take a shot. You're probably going to go ahead and take him out. Round 3 is a little more difficult, and this is where we start to have 10 enemies per wave. Just like in Round 2, I like to sweep from right to left, starting in the same general area and ending on the street here, right next to C Domination. With Wave 3, you definitely want a double kill on the rightmost moving target. Wave 4 is the final wave, and again you want to start from the right side, work your way to the left. There's another very difficult to see enemy right next to this back building here. You also have 3 moving targets. You should be able to pick up a couple of double kills, if not a double kill and a triple kill here. The enemy just to the left of the 3 moving targets can be very difficult to see unless you're on the area of the bridge that sticks out a little bit. As long as you average about 14 seconds to spare in each of the 4 waves, you should finish this trial with all 3 stars. And once you've done that, it's time to check out one of my other 3 stars trials guide here on the channel. And if you're interested in even more Call of Duty tips, tricks, and tactics like these in the future, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my latest uploads. And as always, thank you very much for watching.